Okay. For everyone on the call tonight, what time is it?
It's
Red
red
zone
zone
time.
That
time.
was me.
Yes,
That
you
was me.
did it. It's red zone time. Thank you for being on tonight. I want to thank you for making time to be with us, to check out what's going on. We're going to run through several things tonight, and I've put something on the screen that we're going to run through. This is our agenda for tonight. This is something that we'll send out to you afterwards. It's got all the information, but everything on here already exists somewhere else. If you can tell me where it is, you win. Where else does this information exist?
On
Email,
the
the
website.
website,
Email.
Email,
red zone
website,
time,
newsletter. It's all there. It's everywhere.
everywhere.
And so tonight we're just going to go over and review some of it. So tonight we want to say that we're up to almost 300. I checked that on Thursday. It was like 270. So it may be up there already, but we're excited that so many people have already taken advantage of this. Early bird. Who can say early bird?
Early bird.
Early bird.
Woohoo! Early
Early
bird is
bird.
all. Early bird is ending soon on March 31. How many days left between now and March 31? Who can tell me?
Just a few.
You win, just a
9.
few. 9 days. Early bird will end on March 31. That's a Tuesday. Why would you want to register before early bird ends?
The best prize.
Because it's the best price.
Somebody's writing. Oh, I'll say somebody's messing with the
An
screen.
iPhone 10 wanted to get involved and show some red. I love it. All right. The next deadline is April 1. Regular registration opens. Price goes up a little bit, and this is still a chance to register. That will stay open until May 4. May 4, 5, 4 at 1 p.m. 5, 4, 1. That's when it will end. And after that, you don't want to know the price. The price will go up, and it will go up, and it will go up. So please register by Monday, May 4, 1 p.m. Now, most of you, this is the big reason why we chose this date for this meeting, and it is because housing is coming up. CK is for Camp Kalakwa. Camp Kalakwa housing will open this week on Thursday, Thursday, March 26th at 1 p.m. Now, Stacy has done a great job of putting together documents, all that on the website. I'll go through all that later at the end of our meeting. I'll go through the website, show you where that information is. But here's the big idea. You have to have contacted Camp Kalakwa. You have to make an account. You have to receive a code that's unique to your club and can only be used one time. Then you'll be eligible on March 26, 1 p.m. to get housing. Now, there's a whole instructional step-by-step page. There's an instructional step-by-step video. All that is on the website. The big thing we want to make sure you know is this. You were supposed to have done that all by last week Friday. By when? Last week Friday. Stacey will do her best to try to catch those who haven't done anything and just realized, oh my goodness, I want housing. I didn't do anything. She'll do her best to get you up to speed tomorrow, but that deadline to reach her, to contact her, to ask for all that stuff was really last week on Friday. So she'll do her best, but there's no guarantee that she can get everybody if they all wait till that last minute. So the big idea is if you want housing this Thursday, you have to have an account with Camp Kalakwa. You have to have a code from Camp Kalakwa as well. That will give you access to purchase housing on Thursday, March 26th. And when that opens at 1 o'clock, let me just ask a question. For those of you who are veteran Red Zone people, if you're a rookie, first time coming to Red Zone, don't let this scare you. Don't let this scare you. If I try, this is for the veterans, if I try to book housing at 1:09 p.m. on Thursday, what are the chances that I will get housing?
None. None.
None. No,
Oh,
very, very
look at
high. Very
that.
high.
They aren't very high.
None.
And here's the thing. We've tried to switch that up a little bit. First of all, you're absolutely right. It won't last until 1:09 p.m. At least it never has in the past. But for those who are new, for those who are saying, "Oh, I didn't do it and I'm behind and I don't know if I'll make it," don't panic because we've switched things up this year. What have we done? Switched
Switch it
things
up.
up. Here's how we switched it up. This lady here, Eartha and I, Jackie, our office team, Stacy from camp, we all were talking and saying, how can we help clubs? Because here's what we've heard from clubs. We try every year and we never get anything.
True,
Made us
true.
mad. We don't want you to not get anything. We're trying to make it so everybody at least gets something. So here's what's happening for 2026 for Red Zone. Each club, not church, each club. So if a church has Pathfinders and Adventures, you create two separate accounts. You have two different codes from Camp Colloquia. You can both register to look for housing. Here's why. Because for 2026, every club is limited to one type of housing. That means you can choose a chalet, you can choose a spring villa, you could choose a woodland lodge room, you could choose a rustic cabin, you could choose a mini lodge, but you can only choose one type of housing. So a chalet is one type of housing. That's the whole unit. A woodland lodge room, one type of housing. You have access to one room. What we're trying to do is bump the 25% of our clubs that had access to housing to bump that up to 50 or 75% of clubs have at least something if they want it. Some clubs tell us we just want a place to go relax, or we want a place where kids can go change clothes if they need to go do something for one event to the other that's inside and indoors and private. Whatever you want to use the space for, we really want to remind you, though, that lodging was meant to be for, dun 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 dun, for a specific need. Maybe you had a medical person. Maybe somebody in your club needs to be in with electricity or indoors, or they have this allergy or that allergy, and they need to be in a building. That's originally why we set up lodging.
That's what it should be for.
Sorry?
So that's what it really should be for first.
That's what it was originally set up to be. And that's what we want to remind clubs. So we've had clubs say, oh, no, we only get one thing. What do we do? Because we have a medical need and we have this need. What have we told them? The original intent was, if you have a medical need, we want to make housing available. We understand people want to be at Red Zone and have a different condition that might make it difficult to be at Red Zone. So that's why we opened housing. So please be ready. This Thursday, March 26th, 1 p.m. And if you didn't contact camp, create the account, get a code from Stacy at camp, then you are on borrowed time, friends. You need to get on that as soon as you can Monday, and Stacy will do her best. If you did, you got your account, you got your code, your club's ready to go. All you need to do is decide which kind of housing do I want. And if I want this or that, get ready to click that. Make sure your credit card information is already entered into the camp account. So all you do is click, 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 pay, boom, done. So those that get through that quickly, that's what we want to say. So at this point, I'm going to pause for a moment because this is all housing, and this was one of the big pushes we wanted to do is just remind clubs of the shift on how you can get housing. I shouldn't say how, the shift on how much housing each club can get, and then also a reminder of the deadline and the resources all exist on floridaconference.com/redzone, and that's what we want to do. So I'm going to pull back from this agenda for a moment and open back up to the screen. Anyone have a question just on lodging? Leo's giving us some hands of praise. Hey, Leo, I'm looking at the chat now. Marlene says hi. Evelyn says good evening. Very good. Jacksonville Spanish is in the house. Hey, Julia. All right.
Yes, so I
Quick
have a
question.
question. Just wanna get a clear understanding.
Yes.
So with the housing, you can only get either a villa or a lodging. Or I'm
So-
sorry, okay, a villa, or it's only basically just one thing.
One thing. So it's one woodland lodge room, or it's one chalet, or one spring villa. I know there are only going to be a few available, but one mini lodge gives you space to sleep 24 people because a mini lodge is the biggest building camp has. We're not going to split that into rooms. It's going to be one whole building for a club. But yes, each building type, with the exception of the woodland lodge room, means you get that building. So you get the whole spring villa, you get the whole chalet, you get the whole rustic cabin, you get the whole mini lodge, and you only get one room in woodland lodge. But those are your choices that you get to pick from. Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Pastor.
Hello,
Yes, me, Gustavo.
Gustavo.
I have a question, Pastor.
Yes.
Last year, I have a old credit card. Now this year, I'm trying to put a new credit card, but I tried to call Stacy, but I did have no good luck.
Okay, so can you log into your account and will it help you know how to update your credit card information there, or you can actually add a new credit card?
Okay.
And if you go, Stacy goes over that in the training video. So if you go, I'll show you that at the end of the video. But this is for everyone. If you need to add a credit card or add a new credit card or make sure that that's all set up, the video will walk you through those steps of how to edit that within your camp account.
Okay, and the other question is I don't know if the adventure director is in, but you know, she registered the club Friday. She didn't get a code.
Okay. So the main thing is keep checking with Stacy on Monday. And I'm like Stacy is doing her best to keep up with that. She's doing housing for Red Zone in the middle of all the other projects that she has to do. So she's trying to do her best. If you don't get her, please keep trying. Maybe send her an email tonight. She'll go through those emails tomorrow. But also be patient. And I know that you want that information. She knows you need that information. But definitely keep at that, and she'll keep at it as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, see, so there's a club. They got Pathfinders, they got Adventures. The Pathfinder director is looking for one building, one type. The Adventure director is looking for their one type. They're creating their accounts. They're working with Stacy. That's exactly what we need you to do. Good job.
I have the account set up. I got the code, tried to add the credit card. It says card cannot be added at this time. I did send a screenshot and a message to Stacy, so I'm just waiting, but just
Okay.
letting you know. And
Yeah, thank
I did
you.
try to click on the link for the video and it didn't work, but that was last week, so I'm not sure if it's
Okay.
up to date now.
Let's test it tonight before we
All
leave.
right.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Very
I have a
cool.
question.
Thank you. Yes.
So when you're referring to the Woodland Lodge, you're referring to the hotel, like a hotel room.
Correct.
So that's one room per club.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Or if you get a spring villa, it's one type of one type of housing. So a woodland lodge is one room that sleeps 6 to 8 people. A spring villa is one building that sleeps 6 to 8 people. And all of those descriptions about housing and how many they sleep and all that, those are all on the webpage as well.
I'm sorry, Pastor. Just to clarify, it's the same question. I know we can only do one type, but in the past, let's say my club has had 3 or so rooms because we have multiple people. Are you saying that we can only get one single room?
That is exactly what I'm saying. And in the past, we've had some clubs get upwards of over 6 rooms. And then other clubs were able to get 0 rooms. So what we're doing is saying, let's level the playing field and let's give everyone that wants some kind of housing on camp a chance to get it. You'll notice if you've looked through carefully the deadlines page, there will be a second date that will release housing if there's anything left. But for this first round, we're saying we want to give clubs who are saying we're giving up. Like we're not even going to try anymore because it never works and we never get what we want or never get anything. So we're saying let's change that narrative. Let's try to get everybody at least one thing. So this is going to shift how some clubs operate, right? Some clubs were booking 5, 7 rooms and they were putting their whole club in buildings. And we're saying then the other clubs had nothing. And we think that that needs to be adjusted. So this is the attempt to try to level the playing field.
Amen.
Okay. And again, let's all take a step back. Why did we ever offer housing? It wasn't so whole clubs could stay in housing. It was so a club who has a special need can have someone in that lodging so that they're taken care of and you can be camping with the kids. Red Zone was meant to be a camping event as much as possible. So we're trying to do the best we can to make that work. And this is going to be something where you're going to help us know if this was a good thing or not after this year. And I think the clubs that didn't get anything before and get something, they're going to like it. For clubs who got multiple things and others got nothing, they're going to be like, whoa, now I only get one. They might not like it so much. So we're going to look for your feedback when it's over. But this is the direction we're going for 2026. And that's why we wanted to have this one. One, to remind you of the deadline. And then 2, just to tell you the explanation. Yes, go ahead.
Can you tell them how many people can sleep in that one room, please? Because I think they're thinking that it's like 1 or 2 people. Some of those rooms have 5 and 6 people, right? In one room.
Correct. And again, when we go to the website afterwards, we'll look at some of that. Yep. And you can do that online, right? Like you don't need me to walk you through that. You can go to the website even while we're on the Zoom call and start clicking, and you'll find the link that says how many people sleep in this lodging, this lodging, this lodging. So those who are most prepared will have thought through, what do we need? Who are we trying to house? What best meets our need? And that's what you focus on. And you have a backup plan, right? So here's the reality. Camp does not have unlimited housing. You know this. It only has probably 6 to 7 mini lodges available. So if you have 99 clubs trying to get those 6 mini lodges, like just do the math, right? You also have on top of that about 50, no, probably about 65, 70 woodland lodge rooms. You only have 18 spring villas. You only have like 5 chalets. So there are limits to things of what's available. The thing that's most abundant is the woodland lodge room. That's what you'll have, over 60 woodland lodge rooms available. So
Pastor?
think through those things of what your needs are, what your backup plan is. If I can't get this, what would I click on next? And if I don't get that, what would I click on next? Because I'm telling you, at that moment, you just got to be ready and have your plan so you can make sure you get close to what you wanted. Yes, Bertha.
Pastor, so I think some of them, I got a text that they may not be understanding the housing. For example, when you say the villa in itself can sleep 6 to 8 people. Some rooms can sleep 6 to 8 people, like within the mini lodge and so forth. So you can have up to 8 people within the room. The type of housing just means the type, like a chalet is one type. The villa is one type. The hotel is one type. The mini lodge is a type, and the rustic cabin is a type. So that's what we mean by the type of housing. But those rooms can hold up to between 6 to 8 persons.
Correct. Thank you for saying it in another way. And we do want to be clear. So if we need to say it 3 different ways to make it click for you, that's on us to try to do our best to make it make sense to you. Okay? All right. Anyone else for the lodging?
Yeah, Pastor Pedro.
Yes.
So in essence, what I'm not hearing, and which is should be understood, is that red zone is tent camping primarily.
Correct.
Right. It's tent camping, but should we need something for whatever reason, you have option to select a housing, one type. But primarily, if you have 100 people in the club, most of them will be tent camping, with the exception of a few if you want that option as well. And that option also costs additional as well. It's not free.
Correct.
But whereas tent camping is free, the additional housing is not free and also is limited.
Well said.
Tent camping is included in your registration. So that's another way, yes. That comes with it, free, same thing. But yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Phil, for explaining that. I think I saw a hand raised.
Yes, Pastor Pedro, that's Marlene.
Hey,
So
Marlene.
I wanted to chime in a little bit here, Pastor.
Please.
As a returning director,
Okay.
for me this year, most of my children and adults will be camping. But as you explained, the housing is for a specific reason. I have a child with me who is asthmatic and very fragile.
Yeah.
And that's one of the main reasons why I'm trying to get housing again this year for her. She has to travel with her medications and everything, but she's willing to camp with us with her mom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that, so we want to help those clubs who have a need for housing to get housing. And it is a free for all. It is a first come, first serve. We think that more clubs will have access to housing now than they've ever had before. And it may be that in a second round of housing, clubs could get additional housing, but there's no guarantee of that. So the first round is one type per person for an additional fee based on the type of lodging that you choose to be able to take care of that special need that your club has. Okay?
Sounds good.
Thank you, guys. One last call for questions just on housing.
Good night, Pastor Pedro.
Hey, Sister Hunt.
This is Marlene from the south.
Yes, Marlene from the south, not Mark from the north.
Yes. My question is not about housing, but it's about arrival time at Camp Calaqua.
Okay.
So for if a club plans to arrive like early Sabbath morning,
yes.
What are the directives for such?
Yeah, so let me come back to that at the end if we could. Well, I'll answer it now. So, what if you are a club? Most of our clubs that come early Sabbath morning are coming from South Florida. Two things. One, we would ask that you would send someone up to set up camp so that your club's not coming to set up tents and set up your kitchen and do all that Sabbath morning. So we're asking that there would be a strike team or a team that would go up and set up things. And we've had clubs do that, and we really appreciate that because then the city doesn't feel like a building zone on Sabbath morning. The second thing we would ask is please contact our office and let us know. That helps us be prepared for you and know not to stay up waiting for you Saturday, Friday night, but also it tells us to be prepared for you Sabbath morning. And one of the clubs that's done really good with that is Eliatha. We appreciate they've always worked with us and given us information and told us here's what's happening, here's what we're doing. So I'm glad that you're ready to start that conversation. And those are the two things. One, make sure that you let our office know, and then please plan on who's the person or who are the persons that are going ahead of us to help set up things on Friday so that Sabbath morning kids are just unloading and moving into tents rather than trying to build them and do all that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to shift us back to the.
I have a
Pastor
question about.
Matt has a question. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's limit it to housing for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about housing.
Okay.
All right, so you're giving out every club is gonna have one housing, right?
No.
So
is going to be eligible to get housing. It's not a guarantee that everyone will get something.
right. All right, so what does everyone else get after
Everyone else gets
after the housing is gone?
so this is the same as when it has always been for Red Zone. Once housing is sold out, it's sold out. The difference this year is because everyone's limited, more clubs will have a chance to get housing. So the same thing will apply. Even in this scenario for this year, when it sells out, that's it. It's sold out. I can't create more housing. We can't add more housing. So everybody at that point would make this decision. We're all tent camping. Some will have done this for years. We're going to look for Airbnbs, we're going to look for hotels, and we're going to commute back and forth. So clubs that don't get housing have those decisions to make.
Or RV parking too.
Yep, and RV sites also fill up and sell out on camp, and there are other RV sites off campus that you could look into. That's true.
Is there a limit to how many tents could be on the ground?
No, sir.
All right, cool.
Nope, there is no limit to the number of tents. Camp could hold probably 12,000 people camping in tents. And we are about 4,000.
I have a question, Pastor.
Yes.
So we are planning to attend only on Sabbath.
Okay.
So are we going to have a space to put out a little tent just to my group to be there in the tent?
Yeah, so if you are registered for Red
Yes.
Zone, we will set up a site for you for camping. Unless you tell us we don't need any camping space. So that's the default. So every
Okay.
club that registers will have space set up.
Okay.
Unless you tell us we don't need any space, and then we won't mark out space. So that means yes, you would have space to go into the field, set up your tent on Sabbath, do your stuff and gather there at your campsite, and then be able to have your club gather.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And in regards of parking, I mean, parking available because it will be like 4 or 5 cars.
Yeah, so we have both short-term and long-term parking. The long-term is for those people who come on Friday, set up, and they park. They're not going to go in and out for the weekend. They're just waiting until Sunday to come back in. The
Okay.
in and out is the parking where people want to be able to go to the store or make a trip to get ice or whatever they need to do. They'll stay in short term. So usually people who come on Sabbath, if they find a spot in short term, they'll park there so they can
Okay.
come in and out. If not, they'll go back to the other lot where there's long term parking.
Okay, great. And you will talk about the itinerary later?
Not tonight, we won't talk about the schedule, but this is our first of 3 meetings. So as we
Okay.
get closer, we'll talk about schedule.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And the schedule will also be posted online for everyone to look up there as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Even
So
better. Thank you.
you're welcome. I'm going to shift us. It seems like we're not so many questions on housing. We'll come back to questions on housing at the end if we need to. But let me go back to our document and hit some other things for tonight. All right. So let's go back here. This is housing, all that stuff. The next big deadline is April 21. And why is this important? Some clubs have done great in the practice registration 1, practice registration 2. You've worked hard. You got all your adults in. All the adults are background checked. You've been able to register them. They're clear. There's no issue. All that's done. So that's great. For those clubs who are still adding people or new adults are coming on board that haven't been background checked, please make sure you do this by April 27. The reason is if you do it by April 27, you're most likely going to be cleared by May 4. That May 4 is the deadline to register at the regular rate for Red Zone. So if you start after April 27 and you're not cleared by May 4, you're going to not be able to register until late registration opens up, which the price will increase again. So we're asking clubs to do everything they can, ask your adults to do everything they can, and please let your adults know if you don't complete your background check by this date, your fee will go up. It will be a late fee, and that's something that the parents need to know about. That's also something that kids need to know about. So if parents are having a hard time, kids are having a hard time making up their mind, I don't know if I want to go, I want to, I don't want to, just let them know. If I don't get a good answer from you by May 4, I can't register you. And if I don't, instead of paying this fee, you're going to pay this fee, and it will be a higher fee. So that's something we do for clubs to help you help the clubs, the parents, and the kids know, okay, I've got to make up my mind by this date. So that's something we wanted you to be aware of. That April 27 also is a date where shirts are pre-ordered, and that's the last time to get that done because they've got to take time to get those in production and make them and then get them to us, and then we've got to sort them and get them ready for your clubs and get the exact quantities and sizes you asked for, and that all takes time. There will be limited quantity and sizes on site, but that's something that's a risk, right? You might not get the shirts, you might not get the sizes you want. If you do it by April 27, we're saying we'll guarantee that those shirts will be there for you in those sizes. So remember that date of April 27. We've got something also on April 30, and this is a different thing. We're trying something different with pins. Pins will be ordered through a company called Pins Fever, and that's a company some of you are familiar with, some of you aren't. But here's the deal. They're going to handle all of the pin orders. They're going to get all of the pins delivered to camp, and they're going to have them at their booth. And they also sell other pins. So you can shop online at other stuff if you want to. But we're trying that this year as a way to partner with them and help them, and they help us. If you pre-order your pin, it'll be the best price at $5. If you pre-order and get 10 or more, the price will go down to $4.50 each. If you wait until you get on site, it will be $6 per pin. So we just wanted to make sure you knew that. That link we'll put in the website. I believe I checked last week and they haven't put that up yet, but we'll get that link up. We've put it on social media and we've had it in other places, but we want to make sure it's on the website. But for pins and shirts, remember those deadlines are in April, even though the event is in May, just because it takes time to get production and do all that. One of the few things that will open late is PSE, Pathfinder Skill Events, and that won't open until April 30. Part of the reason is we want people registered for the event before they register for PSE. We don't want people to sign up for PSE that haven't even committed to coming to the event, right? So please keep that in mind. For PSE, you have to be registered first and then make sure that when that opens on April 30, you get to go in and pick what your Pathfinders have been practicing, whether it's archery or knots or tent building, whatever that skill event, or maybe the test in Bible or the test on the honor. Those things are coming up. Every year we have food vendors, and those food vendors make money for their clubs by selling food at camp. There's an application on the website to do that. The last chance to be a food vendor is on April 30 also, so please keep that in mind. Again, for medical needs, we have golf carts available. We have 7 available. That's what we've been doing for the past few years, and that max kind of helps us keep things under control. But if you have a need for medical reason and someone from your club can get a paper from their doctor saying because of X reason, maybe there's a Pathfinder who just had surgery in their leg and they can't walk, or maybe there's an adult that has to have special needs. Those medical carts are available, first come, first serve, and they will be available until April 30 unless they sell out earlier. So please make sure you watch for that and make sure that if that's a need that you're on that. And again, that's something you can do in YMMS. And all of these things that we're talking about now with the pins and the shirts and the PSE and the food vendor and the golf cart, a lot of this stuff, if you go to YMMS, won't be open because we want it to stay simple for early bird. And we just want you to see the early bird registration for Red Zone. Once we get past that, you'll start to see all other registrations that are open on YMMS. So for now, if you're looking for some of this, don't panic. It will appear on April 1 as we start to open more things as we get closer to the event date. Okay? If your club wants to get meals through the Camp Colaqua cafeteria, that's an option. We have some clubs who choose one meal and they want their kids to go there kind of as a treat. So you decide how you want to do all that. That's up to you. But that will open with camp. That's through your camp account, like the housing camp account, same account. And that's open on May 1, and that will stay open until it's sold out. So we wait a little bit on that to try to get some other things done, but keep that in mind. This next one, the May 4 deadline, that's the last chance to register for $19 per person. Swaps, which usually happen May 5 to 18, so regular registration closes on May 4. May 5 to 18, you have almost 2 weeks to swap people, change people, move things around, and get your rosters accurate. Swaps are only for cleared people. You can't swap someone who's not registered. You can't swap for someone who's not cleared in YMMS. You can only swap for someone who's cleared, a registered person for someone who you're trying to register. This year is something new, go-karts. We tried this at some of our area camporees and we found a schedule that works for us, works for camp. So camp said, let's try it again. If you have young people who want to ride the go-karts, so this will be Sunday morning only, Sunday morning from 8:30 until 10:30 for now. Some kids aren't in drum, aren't in drill, don't do PSE, and we're saying what else could they do on Sunday morning? And so we said, let's offer go-kart rides. That's something that you'd purchase through YMMS. Each rider has to have a ticket. So even if there's one driver and one rider, both of those have to have tickets, and those will be distributed to you at camp. This is not going to be a YMMS ticket. This will be a special ticket that we create just for these go-kart rides. And once you get to camp, camp staff will collect that ticket and only that ticket for you to be eligible to hit those go-kart rides. But we're excited about that. We think some kids will have fun going on the go-karts and maybe even some adults. Who knows? Maybe some of you out there would take on your kids and race them. Might be a fun thing. Water park tickets. Those will also close on Monday, May 11. The water park is $18 in advance and $20 on site in person if you wait until Sunday to buy it. So we invite you to consider with your club if on Sunday afternoon at 12:30 to 2:30, while all the Pathfinders are in their closing program, we're letting the water park be open only for adventurers and their families from 12:30 to 2:30. So that's a chance for adventurers and their families to have fun without all the other bigger kids being around. At 2:30, the water park will open for everyone. So adventure families can stay, Pathfinder families will start to come, and Pathfinders as the closing program ends. But those tickets will be available. Also, honors will start to be open on May 12. May 12 is when honors open up, and that's where you can start to sign up your kids for honors. For those that are starting to get excited about that, we'll have the whole list and the times and all that stuff so you can sign up. That will all be done in YMMS. May 14, man, we're getting close at May 14 to Red Zone, right? May 14 on Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. only. That's your last chance to register late online. And that's something, the price has gone up again, and this is only for adults who are done with Sterling. They've completed it by April 27. They're already cleared in YMMS. There was a last minute change. They said, now I can come. There you go. Register them online, and then they'll have a ticket. On May 19, that's where we should have everything settled down, and you can start to print tickets, take digital pictures of tickets, send them digitally through text or whatever. We do ask that everyone coming to camp has their own ticket. So if you know there are 5 kids in one car, send all of them their own ticket or send the adult tickets for everybody. It's faster when we check people in if one person doesn't have to scroll through their phone 3 different screens and do all that. If everybody has their own ticket and we can scan, it makes it faster and the line flows easier. So please make sure everyone has their own ticket. All right, we're coming down to the end, and then we're going to open for question and answer, and then we'll go to the website. So stay with me a little bit more, and we'll open it up. For vehicles, we will limit vehicles coming into camp, and that we'll give you more details on that as we move forward. Only 1 vehicle will be allowed per club in the campsite. So please plan on that. Only 1 vehicle per club in the campsite. And this is going to be something new. The way we're going to do it's going to be something new for this one. For May 22 on Friday, as clubs arrive, if someone didn't get registered for some reason, if they didn't get registered for whatever reason, starting at 9 a.m., we will open on-site registration through YMMS. So even though it's on-site registration, you could do it at your house, right? You could do it from your computer. The adults will need to be cleared. And then in YMMS, that's where you're going to need to register someone. So in the past, we've done different things. This year, we're saying the director or the secretary is going to have to go into YMMS, register them in YMMS, send them their ticket in YMMS, and then they'll come with their ID, excuse me, and then they'll present that to get in. So anyone coming on Friday without a ticket, if they want to buy a ticket, that's the price, and they'll need to do it through YMMS. So that means the director or secretary is going to have to log in and register them, and that tells us their background check, they're cleared, they're all ready to go, they're able to come in. And that takes the pressure off of our team of stopping what they're doing to get all that figured out. It's just director, secretary, go back, do the registration, pay for them online, and then bring us the ticket and we'll let them in. Just a reminder, everyone needs a photo ID for adults when they check in, 18 and older. Everyone's got to have that ID. And then also remember for drill and drum, as you register those kids for those different ministries, drill and drum, they need to be registered for the event first. So make sure you've registered them for Red Zone and then sign them up for drill and drum. And then make sure that you remember if you're new or just a reminder if you've been here before, drill and drum both need an email to the director for those ministries in addition to the registration in YMMS. So to participate in the drill and drum, you have to register those kids in YMMS and then email the director with the agenda and the different things, and there's a deadline for that. The last thing here, we will have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament again on Saturday night and a soccer tournament, so you'll get more details about that through the website. That's the agenda. I want to pause for a moment. I saw some hands pop up, and then we're going to take some questions, and then in about 5 minutes, I want to take us over to the website so we can go through that and make sure we get your questions answered there. All right, the hands. I see. Let's say, is it Autuli?
Yes, thank you, Pastor.
Yes.
So to register, to be eligible to pick a lodging unit under 26, do we have to have at least a few people registered for Red Zone and pay in YMMS or no?
You do not. I think it would be good to be registered, but that's why we put the deadline where we did, because we said some clubs want to make sure that they get housing before they register. So that order is flexible. But at some point, we hope you register before the 21st so you get the best rate. I'm sorry, the 31st of March.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Pastor. Another question.
Yes.
So for the go kart, you said we will have to pick up the tickets on on the day, or like where do we register? Is it on YMMS as well?
The go-kart rides is a registration in YMMS, and the
Okay.
tickets would be picked up Saturday night from the store where we're giving the shirts and selling shirts for the Pathfinder Adventure Department.
Okay. Got you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's go to Marlene.
I need a little bit of clarification, Pastor
Please.
Pedro. So there are persons, of late that wants to use the truck tents. Are those even allowed?
Tell me what you're talking about. The tent that's on top of a vehicle?
Yes, on a pickup truck.
Yeah, so in that case, a club would need to decide that's the one vehicle that's going to be in our campsite.
Okay, got you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and just as long as they're safe, yeah, if that's the way they want to camp, I think that's fun. All right, Rebecca, you're next.
Thank you, Pastor. Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm representing Eden SCA French. This is our first year
Nice.
going, so we are excited. I just have a
Welcome.
question in regards to the. I know I was reading the it was a document that was on the website in regards to food. I know that you guys were allowing vendors for a price. However, for my church, we weren't planning on selling food, but we wanted to just do like a little grilling and just to have fun with our church. Is that going to be an issue, or is that allowed? I just wanted to make sure we're following the guidelines correctly, so that way we won't encounter any problems.
Thank you. Tell me more about what you're asking, because all clubs will prepare food for their kids. And
Right.
if they're camping, then they're going to be cooking for their kids. Is there something that I'm missing?
So I just wanted to make sure, because I was gonna request, have some of our members bring a grill. So we're not specifically camping, we're going to be in the lodges, but I wanted to know, for those of us who, for example, I guess since we're in the lodges, I was gonna have some of our members bring a grill, so that way we can have just to hang out with our church after, once the sun goes down, of course, and just chill and just enjoy our time together. Is that going to be an issue considering that we are on the campgrounds and everything like that?
So again, I'm not sure what I'm missing, but all clubs are eligible to cook at their campsite for their club during Red Zone. If the grill is the question and what's cooked on the grill is the question, then let me know that. Is that the question?
Yes, I think I know what she's saying. This is Leo.
Yeah.
I think if they get a mini lodge or some kind of lodge like a chalet, would they be able to bring a grill and set it up on the next to the chalet where they're staying in, and have a grill out there and just do their grill?
Is that the question?
Yes, that's the question.
Okay. So I would have to have you email me that so I can ask camp. I know typically there are fire bans, but I know fire in a grill is different. I think camp might be a little reluctant to do a grill, but if you can email me separately, that will trigger me to send that to camp and answer you individually. Could you do that?
Yes, that will not be a problem. Thank you so much. I
Okay.
do appreciate it.
And I'm gonna
Thank you
put
so
I'm gonna put my email in the chat just in case anyone doesn't have it.
Not a problem. Thank you so much, both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thanks Leo for helping me get that. Sorry for the slowness in getting that. All right, let's go to Karen.
Yeah, I didn't notice, is it Karen or Karen? From Ambassador, okay? Sorry.
Okay.
Did you have a date set for when we can start registering for drum and drill in YMMS or no?
That will open April 1.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that will open April 1. Okay, very good. So let me go to, I'll come back to some questions, so don't feel like you're not gonna be able to get your questions answered, but I want to shift us to this real quick. I'm going to go to the website. I want to walk you through some things there just so we can go over it. Okay? So on my screen is the Red Zone website, and our team has been working hard to get that all together. Here at the beginning, you see registrations in YMMS, the background check information, general information, important deadlines. So we went over some of this, but if you looked at that, you'll see other deadlines as well. When it comes to Camp Kalakwa housing, this is the section that I wanted you to look at, and that's what we talked about tonight. We went here to floridaconference.com /red zone, so that's where we went. Someone said the video wasn't working. Let's click on the video. The video is playing. So this is Stacy doing the video, walking you through. It is active. It is working. So hopefully you can get on that. Let me. Oh. Okay. Give me a second. Really. Yeah. Let me stop the share, stop the video, and then I'll come back into it. Yeah, so the video is working. I just wanted to make sure you saw that part. And then let me go over a few more things here, and then we'll wrap up one more time with question and answer. So if you want to watch the video, I was sharing earlier that actually shares with you where to go to do the credit card update, add a card, do it. The info and the steps for the housing is there. The day of registration that goes through steps of what to do on March 26th. Meal tickets, that's coming later. And here's where you get the description. So some were asking even in the chat, what kind of housing is it? How many sleep there? How many beds, etc. And then here's the last link, and that's a link to the housing that's not at Camp Clockwork for the hotels. So that will give you a link there. And then we'll have this up soon. Check-in information, we'll go over those details. And checking in at camp, we'll go over that. And even parking information we'll have at the next Red Zone meeting. We may wait until the third one just to make sure it's all those kids that are registered. But here's the next section I want you to see. This is baptisms at Red Zone. If you want to have someone baptized at Red Zone, there's a whole list there. We want the family to come and be present. And if the family does not want to attend Red Zone weekend, but only wants to come for the baptism, we will let those guests come just for the baptism. They'll tell us who's being baptized, and we'll let the immediate family come in and be a part of that. Adventures have their own section with a bunch of different details about the bug race and different things. That's coming. I want to make sure that you know about graduates. You can click on both of these links and get information about graduates. We want to celebrate those that are graduating and are going to be a part of things. PSE information. The schedule will be here. There's the vendor contract. And then you'll see over here, we're going to have up this week the pin information and hopefully the shirt information as well, so you know prices and how to order. Again, the pin will be through Pins Finder or Pins Fever, so they'll help you with that. And then honors and activities, that will be coming. Soccer, basketball, all that will be coming. The map will be coming. If your kids need a letter, an excuse letter for school, that will be there. And then here's more drill and drum information. And then tonight's recording will be here on the website. And these are the dates for the next meetings when we'll do Zoom meetings. This Zoom meeting, April 26th, is right before the May 4 deadline, just to kind of remind everybody, hey, May 4 is coming. That's the regular registration closing date. And then May 11 will be, hey, things are closed. Well, other things are starting to close, final deadlines, and then check-in and arrival and all those details. And we want to go over that then. So for now, there's no videos posted here, but as we hit those videos, we'll post them and get them there. So that's the website. So all that you need to find is there at the website, and I'll post that in the chat as well, the website. So there we go. That's our first meeting. We did it. Congratulations. We made it through our first meeting. I want to open the floor again for questions about anything we've talked about or anything that you have a question about. We want clubs to be ready for Red Zone. We want you to have a great experience, and we want to do all we can to help you have a great experience. All right. I see Marisol. Maricelis.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes.
There is a family who has a child in a wheelchair and he needs special needs. And they want to know if they can only go on a Saturday and if there could be any like accommodations or anything for their child.
Okay. So we do have another club that has a girl who comes with their family and spends the whole weekend. And we try to make accommodations so that on Sunday, when we do our PSE honors, we're in a building where the wheelchair can have access. So we do have those kind of things in place. If the request is for accommodation, something specific, I would ask you to email me that and we can talk about that offline about what specific requests the club is at or the family is asking for. So we can do some things. I'm not sure what the request is, and I don't want to commit to something that I can't deliver on. So please follow up by email with me and maybe even let me know the family's contact and we'll follow up with them directly as well.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, but thanks for letting us know and let them know we'll do what we can to help them have a great experience.
Okay, and I also have another question. This will be my first time camping with the club.
Excellent.
How do you guys assign the area? Because I've heard that in previous years, the area it's been really, really small and uncomfortable, nothing
Huh.
fit. So how do you
Huh.
guys assign that area?
Yeah, thank you for the question. And sorry that you've heard those stories. What we do is we have a standard of 120 square feet per person for each club that's registered. Usually we try to do more than that, but that's the standard. So if a club has 10 people registered to camp, they'll get 10 times 120 square feet, which turns out to 1,200 square feet. And if you want to know what 1,200 square feet looks like, imagine 200 feet by, or do the math and split it, and it will give you the dimensions. What we try to do is give you that much space, one, because we know clubs have tents, right? And tents for kids. We know clubs have kitchen tents, and they need space for that. We know that clubs are allowed one vehicle in that space to park and to be set up in there. With that dimension and those kind of numbers, usually that's more than enough space for a club. Usually they find that it's plenty of space. So if there's something specific that you're concerned about, please let us know about that and we'll address that. But usually for most clubs, they have more than enough space with that 120 square feet per person.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I see Rebecca's hand is up.
Sorry, hi. One more question. I it's regarding housing. I know that it's one room. To say for the Woodland Lodges, it's one room per club. So
Yes.
let's say, for example, hypothetically speaking, you have a church that's coming with a large group of people. Would I have to register for housing multiple times on Thursday? I just wanted to be sure.
So you won't be allowed to register multiple times. Regardless of your club size, you will only have access to one type of housing.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So I know it's like for the Woodland, like for example, the Woodland Lodges, they're charging X amount of money for one room. So
Right.
let's say I know for each room it's 8 people per room. So
Yes.
let's say I'm coming with an army of people, a
Okay.
whole army of people. Because I'm registering for one type of housing, would I have to put specifically how many rooms I'm going to need for X amount of people?
So that's where I think we're not communicating very well.
So I can help. Maybe I can help. So
Okay.
for that, you're still only, you could, if you're bringing 1,000 people with you, you still can only get, let's use the Woodland Lodge, one hotel room, so to speak. It sleeps about 8 people. So even if you're bringing 1,000 people, that one room only sleeps 6 to 8. The others are either going to tent, or offsite housing. Tenting is included in the registration. You would still only have that one hotel room, lodge room. It only sleeps eight at max. So the others, 992 persons are either going to be tented or offsite. Does that help you? It doesn't matter. You would only be able to get one type of housing. So if it's a Pathfinder group, they can get a hotel room. If you have adventurers, maybe they can get a chalet. But let's just stick to the Pathfinder. Let's say you have 1,000 of them. Only 8 can fit in a room. The others are going to tent or stay offsite. Did that help answer that a little better for you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have
All
a
right.
pastor.
I was talking man and you talked woman, so that's good.
I have
All
a
right.
question.
Yes, Gustavo.
Okay, let's say, for example, I get a mini lodge.
Yes,
How many cars can I park in the mini lodge area?
2.
Just 2? Okay, and
Because there's not space for more cars over there.
okay, and the other question, Pastor, is I'm trying to register the parent, but the background check has not come back yet.
Okay.
If I'm trying, those people can pay $16, because early bird
Yeah.
registration.
Right, right.
If I don't get the background check before the March 31st,
Yes,
they're gonna have to pay the extra money, right?
correct. Because early bird will close on the 31st.
Okay.
So I think it's good that you're asking them to do it. And again, just let them know, like, this has to be done. You have to get the results back by March 31 or the price will go up.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling my secretary. I say, hey, let them know if we don't get it on time, they're gonna
Yeah.
have to pay the extra money. The club is not gonna pay that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the right answer. Thanks, Gustavo, for trying to get them in at the best rate. That's what we want. We're not trying to make people wait. You can register early. That's why we do it.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right. I see a hand. Northwest Dade.
Hi, good night. Sorry, I've been intermittently dropping Zoom, so you may have answered it before. Back to housing, which
Yes.
is the big question for everybody. I know
Yeah.
you said that there will be a secondary availability to register if there's leftover
Correct.
housing. Did we say when that will be, and if there's also going to be a limit on that?
Very good. Let's go to that. We did not go over that, so I'm glad you mentioned that so we can do it together here. So let me share a screen again. I want everybody to see this. So we're going to go back to the website. And when we get on the website, should look familiar to you. We just looked at it. You'll go here to important deadlines. So it's right up at the top for registration info. When you go to important deadlines, this is where you come to April 23, Thursday is CK round 2 opens if needed at 1 p.m. And you got to have an account and a code. So that's the date that you want to remember. Thursday, April 23, and we'll let you know, right? Like, we'll send an email, we'll put it in the newsletter. Red Zone Housing is sold out, or Red Zone Housing will open. And for this one, if there is housing left, it will be first come, first serve as much as you want. So at that point, we'll say everybody had a fair chance. Everybody was able to get what they wanted, and we still have 5 Woodland Lodges left. So that doesn't mean that you're going to get the 5 Woodland Lodges. It just means that's what we have left. And that's what will open on April 23, Thursday. And it'll be just like round 1, but with a later date and with no limits, no caps.
Okay, thank you. Would we need to get a second code from Stacy then, or would it be the first one?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. You understand correctly. You would need a new code because the other code only works once. Yep. Very good. I like the question and thank you for bringing us back to that. All right. Is Maricelius, is that your hand up again?
Yes, I have a question.
Please.
Adventurer clubs. I know they camp families, they camp together.
Okay.
Can a family camp with a niece or a nephew?
Yeah. So I hear the question, and the NAD puts the guidelines as an adventurer should camp with their biological or legal guardians. That's who they should camp with. So because Adventures is designed to be a parent ministry, And because parents are supposed to be the primary caregiver for adventures, we do ask that adventures would come with their parent or parents or legal guardians. And that's not, well, I'm the godmother or the godfather. That's not a legal thing. That's a different kind of thing. This is actually, I'm responsible for this child. They are my biological child or my legal child through the court. So that would be the answer to that. They need to be the parent of the child to sleep in the same tent as a child.
Okay. And then one last question. In my case, I have 4 girls.
Cool.
One is adventurer and 2 are pathfinders.
Okay.
I'm the director of the Adventurer Club, and this is our first time camping
Nice.
here in Florida. Can my 2 pathfinders camp with me, but participate, be registered, and participate with the Pathfinder Club, but sleep in my tent?
In terms of is that allowed, I can say yes. In terms of how your Pathfinder director deals with that, please check with them. I don't want to interrupt what they're doing. I don't know what rules or regulations they have, but from the conference side, that's a non-issue, but please work it out locally. So yes, your family, you want your family to be together in camp. We try to put Pathfinders and Adventures from the same church next to each other so that that's easier to do if you do have kids in both ministries. And as long as you work that out with your director, that's a non-issue for us.
Okay, so Pathfinders and Adventurers will be right next to each other, or will it be close to each other?
We try to put them next to each other, same side of the road.
Okay.
Sometimes they might be next to each other, opposite sides of the road.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Man, I love that you're asking questions. Please do not hesitate to ask questions. That's why we do this meeting, because we want you to be ready for Red Zone. We know that we've put a lot of stuff in print. We've posted a lot of stuff to the website. Sometimes hearing it hits differently. Sometimes hearing it's easier to understand it. So we understand that. This is one of 3 Zoom meetings that we'll be doing. Each one has a different agenda and each one has a different stage of getting ready for Red Zone. So the next one will be different from this one because we'll talk about new topics. And then the final one will be all the details for those who are registered to make sure you're ready to go for check-in and do all that. So feel free to watch the video if you want to. It'll be posted soon on the website. Share it with your staff, share it with your parents if they want to see it. The more people that we have aware of what's happening, the better experience we'll have. The last thing we want is for people to show up at Red Zone and say, I didn't know that. And that's awkward for you and awkward for us because we've done everything we can to make it clear and to communicate it, but we can't make you read it, right? We can't make you go over the details. So this is our attempt to try to make sure we stay on the same page as much as possible. All right, Invincible, let's go back to you.
Yeah. All right. Is there gonna be another meeting to address those activities that you talked about, the go-karts, pool, basketball? Is there gonna be another meeting about that, or you want to address it now? About age. Is there gonna be basketball for adventurers? Is there gonna be a pool for them, and as well as
Okay.
go-karts?
Yeah, we can do
Or
that
are we just
now.
talking about Pathfinders?
No, for go-karts, there is a height limit, and that's just for safety reasons. And I'll work on getting that height limit and making sure that's posted to the webpage so you know that. For basketball, that starts with Pathfinders. Ages, no adventure tournament for basketball, no adventure tournament for soccer. So that's a limiting factor there, but they've got different activities. They've got their own stuff that they're doing. For the water park, we did talk about adventures and their families have an exclusive time on Sunday, 12:30 to 2:30, because they finish their closing program and they can go straight to the pool. The water park will stay only for them until 2:30. They can stay until 6, but then starting at 2:30, Pathfinders will come as well, so they won't have it just for the adventures. But that's one thing that we have tried to make just for adventures, that first part, just so they can have time without getting hit by bigger kids or getting pushed away because they are scared of the bigger kids. Did that answer your question?
Most definitely.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Let's go to Carol.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Good evening,
Good
Pastor.
evening.
Yes, I have a question for Brother Shaw.
Okay.
I'm wondering if he is still having that activity for the art, for the children to participate in the art.
The exhibits?
Yes, the exhibit.
Yes, we are having exhibits. That's correct. Just let us know that your club wants to participate. Yes, but yes, we are
Yes.
bringing it back this year.
Okay, wonderful. I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't um aware
Yes,
of it before. So I would like to know the nature of it and what they're supposed to do, to present their items.
Yeah, there should be details on the site for that. But whatever they're working on, you just let us know that you'll need a table so that we'll make preparation that there'll be a club that wants to exhibit and we'll have a place set for them to exhibit whatever it is they're working on. I've seen club do like lashings, they've done crafts that they've done, whatever it is they're working on. It could be something from the past they want to make, like, something unique or history, of different things that they've done and they just want to share it and have others see what they're doing in their clubs.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you said it's on the site, and also
Yes.
we have to fill up any forms or anything concerning that.
No, you just need to let us know. The details will be there. And Carol, I can tell you some more details as well. But yeah, it should be on the site.
Oh, okay.
There's a card and it will tell you all the details on there,
Wonderful.
on the Red Zone site.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
Pastor, there was a question about letting them know if they want to have the clubs camp together. And yes, if they let us know that they want, I believe the question is if they plan to camp together, they could just email and let us know that. We'll try our best to, try to keep them together, like Adventure and Pathfinder, which you explained earlier as well.
Yes. Yeah, very good. Thank you. All right, I'm looking through. So in the chat, the question was, hey, I can't, could somebody put in Stacy's info? Jackie, thank you for putting in Stacy's email. So if you need to go back through the chat, that's where you can find her email address. For those who are looking for housing with Camp Kalakwa, Stacy is the one that runs that for us. And thank you, Jackie. Her email is in the chat. Matt, did we answer your question for Fort Pierce? Oh yeah, that's Invincible. Got it.
And
Okay.
Javier's information is in the chat, which is he's our camping director. So if you have the question I just answered about letting us know who you want to camp next to and so forth, Javier's direct information is there for that person to, or anyone to reach out and just, ensure that he has that details and try his best to keep you together.
Yes. Very good. Yep. I like it. And the link for the pins is there in the chat. Thank you for that. Yes, we do have housing for the drill staff that are coming. Well, you need to work with Earl to get that and make that set up. Yep, the shirts are optional. You don't have to get a shirt. I think you'll want the shirt. It's a pretty cool shirt that we're working on. We're trying at least something different. Thank you, Jackie, for hitting all the chat stuff. Yes, parking is free. We'll go over all the vehicle stuff.
I see a question about the Saturday night activities for basketball, soccer, all of that. You'll be able to register for either of those in YMMS once honors and activities open up on the 12th
Very good.
of May. May.
So Red Zone is the biggest event that we do from our department. It's a lot of details and a lot of information, and that's why again we're doing this because we don't want you to be stuck or lost. Your best friend in all of this process is the website. We work hard to get as much info as we can up on the website so you don't have to wait for us or wait for a Zoom meeting. Our office team's available if you want to email us, check in with us. Jackie will be taking lead on this event. Jackie, I don't know if you've shared your email in the chat. Maybe you could do that so that we can get people connected to you. I see one more hand and then we'll start to close down. I know that we wanted to keep it to an hour, but I know other questions came up and that's okay. We'll stay on to answer, but we do want to start to wrap up. Phil?
Yes, thank you, Pastor. Just curious, in terms of the location of the tent camping, the site, how is that selected? Is this on a first come, first served basis too? Because I know, there are people that are close, there are people that are far. Just curious on how the sites are selected.
Yeah, thank you for that. So some of it is how it fits together in the puzzle. It is all pre-selected. So every area we camp by north, central, west, and south, and every area is predetermined, and then each campsite is predetermined. So you don't get there and then have to create your own campsite or find your own campsite. We will tell you where it is, and hopefully we'll get to the place where we have a map before you even come, and we'll post that to the website as well so you can see kind of on the map where you're located. But definitely everybody has an assigned space, and that is for several reasons. One, we want it to be organized. Two, if there's an emergency and we have to find a club, we want to know where that club is. And then three, if somebody wants to find you and we need to tell them where to go, we need to have a map to tell them this is where your club is. All right.
There was oh, there was a question in the chat. Do we already have information for soccer, how many Pathfinders or basketball, if it's gonna be e-trackers and varsity together or not yet?
We don't have soccer final details yet. We do have basketball information, and I believe it's
10 to 17.
Four basketball players. One of them has to be a girl, and the girl has to always be on the court.
Correct.
So that's the rule for basketball. We are working on the soccer detail. As soon as that's done, that will be posted. Right now, if you go to the website, it says soccer coming soon. And that's one of those details that we'll be working on to finalize and post to the website. Thank you for the question. All right. So let me wrap us up with a prayer and thank you for coming. If there are a few people who have a couple questions, we'll stick around for a little bit more, but we do know that it's getting late. Thank you for being on. Eartha, thanks for coming on. Jackie, thanks for coming on. And we're excited for all the clubs that are on and already those who have registered. And we're praying for March 26th that will be a great experience and that people will be able to see the changes there and pray for us for that one as well. But we're excited that Red Zone 2026 is coming close. We're in March and this is in May. So we are getting very close and we're excited about that. Let me pray for us to wrap up. Our God and our Father, we thank you that you're with us. We thank you that your promise is to never leave us, to never forsake us. We thank you that you are ready to show up in our lives now, today, and every day. We're thankful that you promise to be with us. We're thankful that you promise that you'll be with us as we gather in your name and as we get ready for Red Zone. We're excited to be able to share those days together at Camp Kalakwa. We pray that you'll bless each club director as they talk to parents, as they talk to kids, as they get final details, final information, as they do their best to register everybody that they can. For the early bird, we pray for those who are looking for housing, that you'll make that something that goes well for them. We pray, Father, for our team here in the office, our volunteer team of our OAVs. We pray for Eartha as Red Zone Director, that you'll help us all to do the best that we can to serve our clubs so that they can have a great experience. And Father, we want Red Zone to be an event where young people make decisions to follow you, where young people get to celebrate that decision through baptism, where young people get to talk to their adult staff and just open up their hearts with a weekend that's slower, that's in nature, that's calmed down from the normal routine, and have big conversations about what matters most in life and how they're doing with Jesus and how they want to make Jesus a part of their life more and more. So, Father, for all the good that you'll do at Red Zone, we thank you for the ways that you'll speak to us, for the ways that you'll remind us of the love that you have for us, for the ways that your love will fuel us to keep us going. We look forward to all these things and pray them in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, directors. And I'm excited. Some directors are the first time directors coming to Red Zone. We love it. Thank you for what you're doing. All right. People are saying thank you. Goodbye in the chat. Have a blessed
Thank
week.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Have a good
everyone.
night.
Look
Good night,
forward.
everyone.
Good
Sweet dreams.
night.
Night.
A
Good night.
red outfit.
Oh, my phone died.
Pastor, one question, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
The director of the adventure, she sent me a text and she said, this meeting is at the host allowing capacity.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we said it will be recorded and it will be posted on the website, and also we'll send it out in the newsletter. And we'll look at expanding that to make it so we can fit more in for the next one.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Night, everybody.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Good
Thank you.
night. Good night. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I do have a question regarding the sports that we have.
Sorry, just 1 second. Thanks for wearing red flip-flops, even though we didn't see them. Okay. Go ahead, Jennifer. Someone in the
Okay.
chat just put that in there.
I know that some of my Pathfinders last year after they did their, I think it was drill Saturday night, I think they were playing flag football, I believe, or something on the field. They felt kind of intimidated because they were smaller Pathfinders.
Okay.
When we do those sports, are there gonna be, like, are we taking size into, consideration? Because I know we have, friends or, the younger ones versus the older ones wanting to play, but not feeling, included in that, due to the sizes of the Pathfinders that are playing.
Got you. So was that for basketball?
No, it was they were playing out in the field. Was it? I don't know if it was soccer. What was out last year? Was it soccer or flag football?
I think they were doing some of both, and it was not organized. It was more kind of pickup stuff, right? Like it was
Mm,
just whoever wants to does it. When we get the soccer tournament set up, we'll talk. Thank you for that input. Eartha, let's talk to our soccer person and look into that. And yeah, we need to be considerate because a 17-year-old and a 10-year-old, there's a good size
correct.
difference.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that.
Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. And basketball, we'll talk to our basketball people too. Thank you, Erle, for being on.
Hey, Pastor Pedro.
Yes.
Okay, this is Phil again. Regarding my question about location,
Okay.
for example, again, I know you said there's over 4,000 people, there, and so I guess my question, not so much that there is going to be preset location. I understand that, because my question was more so, for example, housing, first come, first serve, right?
Yeah.
So then, and I understand there are some clubs that are larger than others, then they
Right.
may be better suited in specific location. Um, for example, some club they work like a half a mile or a mile, and some are closer, right, to the event. So that was
Okay.
more so my question is that what is the, I guess, standard use for these things? I know there may be a combination of things, right?
Yeah.
So for example, if my club registered early on, right?
Yeah.
But I may still be, a mile away.
Gotcha. Yeah. So if I'm hearing you right, it's like, is there a lottery system or is there a plan in place to get clubs that register early maybe closer so they don't have to walk as far, and maybe clubs that register later? Is there any reason or rhyme or reason or any pattern to where clubs go? Is that the question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Man, our camping director was on, Javier. I know that he has a team that helps set all that up. Maybe that would encourage people to register early, huh? If we said you'll get a closer campsite. I don't think that's part of the process right now. Um, yeah, I'll talk to our camping team and see what they say about that.
Okay, yeah, I certainly would appreciate that because my club specifically, we always end up way in the back every time, right? I'm like, okay, is it because we registered early or is it because, because alphabetical order? So I guess I'm just trying to understand how this all is determined, because some clubs have golf carts, because they can afford golf carts,
Right.
and some don't. And it's like, okay. But anyway, so I just wanted to get some understanding on that.
Yeah, thank you for that. And we will talk to our camping director and get back to you on that.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Made a note. All right.
All right. Did everything that you said, that paper that you was reading about the deadlines for the early birds, and also what you had said about the background checks, all that is gonna be on in the emails that was sent to us, or will it be in the email?
It is, and let me it's also on the web page and it's under the important deadlines.
Okay.
So all those deadlines exist online. I just made an agenda specific to our meeting tonight, pulling information from this page. But
Yeah.
this is all on the website. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
And we will include links and put that on there. And maybe I'll ask the team to add the agenda to the web page as well, where the video recording is. We'll add the agenda there so you can click on that if you need to see it.
Yeah. All right. And here's my flip flops here.
I saw you put them up earlier. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Don't forget to bring them to Red Zone.
I will. I'll bring it to the pool.
All right.
All right, then. Talk to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Peace.
Bye-bye. All right, everyone. Thank you for being on. Have a great night.